Dude. Are you kidding me? No way. Am I live now? No way. Oh, yeah. Hello, guys. How are you? Wow, this is very awkward. I might as well show you guys. Oh, no way. Oh, yeah, I was so locked in. I'm so silly. So, yeah, I pressed start recording instead of start streaming. So I just did the first 7 minutes without you guys. Yeah, I did that. I even said hello because some of you were saying hello. I was like, okay, that's not a lot of people, but I'll deal with it. No, I'm being dead serious. So I'm going to play it for you, and you could laugh at it, and then I'll pick up where I just left. That was insane. I'm like, why are you guys saying this? I was like, I looked over at the chat. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is getting out of hand. Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Good evening. Okay, here it is. I'm being dead serious. Look. This is crazy.
All righty.
I recorded it instead of went live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful day. The stock market did not have one, and now tomorrow we have the PCE data, but it's going to be a lot more important than you think. The way this week ended, how everything played out with volatility, the fact that the market even turned on NVIDIA. The last time we saw this happen, there was a lot more volatility, and now pair it up with all of the events after hitting the all-time high. We got something big, and we're going to talk about it. We talked a little bit today on stream, everything from inflation, deflation, stagflation, and again, a lot has changed in the last 5 days. Everything from rate cut odds all the way down to are we worried about tariffs for inflation or because the economy? So if you see the title, I did want to attract you a little bit. I'm not going to flex too hard because I have a really good point I want to make. If you did watch the watch list and you guys were prepared, I'm glad you guys are here on this wonderful evening. Oh, look it. See, that's me clicking on my channel. And you go here. Again, we started off this week. Is the stock market about to make a big move? This was from Sunday. So we were talking about a lot of different factors, a lot of things going on. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember from gold to all of that. Now, why am I bringing this up? Do I want you to see how correct I was? A little bit, just a little bit. But the real reason I want you to see that is because at the end of the day, I want to expose you guys to something new tonight. And it is, you got to see what has occurred. You shouldn't be too surprised by it. I don't think anything has shifted majorly yet. Tomorrow, next week, if things get worse, we might get a major shift. That's where we're going to start seeing it. But for now, you should have been prepared, and you shouldn't really be too surprised. So that's the good part with all this. That's why I'm saying some people are freaking out, and I brought this up today. This has to do with the new thing I'm going to talk about today, and this is what you got to understand, man. The gap right now, there is a canyon in between opinions in the market right now. You know, you have one side of the market believing inflation, tariffs. The other side, inflation, tariffs, growth worries, tariffs, the Fed. I don't care. Give me this. Give me the stocks. What about the Bitcoin? What about this? What about the eggs? So there's a lot of different things. But hopefully you see, like right now, there is a wide set of opinions, and that's why we're kind of getting some of this volatility. So I'm going to go over all of that. I think it's going to be a good one, and I have a play for you. I got a good play. Oh, yeah, I got a lot of plays, actually. I think we're going to be able to talk a lot. But that being said, my people on the recap, bear with me. But I got to say what's up to my people here on this lovely evening. My friends, my avid watch list watchlers, how are you doing today, baby? What's going on? If you say long-term 3 times in the mirror, I don't know what happens. What up, Flav? What up, Tim Whitman? Clint Conquista. Good evening, Mark J. How we doing, Jeffrey Long? What's going on, baby? What up, Peter? Ryan, Sons of Averaging. Oh, man. The play, I'm in the play now. I actually did the play at the end of the day, so I'm going to wait. Oh, what up, Honey? What up, Sina? Uncle Remus, Alex. What's going on, baby? Are you ready or what? Are you guys ready and prepared? I think we're going to have a fun one here. So, that being said, let's get into it. Yeah, we are live. What up, Zurash? Yeah, bro. What's going on, man? No, I'm an idiot. So, again, I'm playing, dude. It was only like 10 p. I shook it. Looking at the chat now, I'm fucking dumb. I literally, bro, like I'm dumb. Like I'm just in the zone, bro. Like you have no idea, bro. I shouldn't even like, dude, that's crazy. I was like interacting with myself, bro. This is like some weird dead internet theory, bro. Nah, this is fucked up, man. Anyways, I'm finishing it. Cause I was saying I was fucking spitting, bro. And we have a good thing to talk about. So one, the market. Let's talk about why we went down. So again, even at the beginning of the week, we were just at all-time highs, and then as the data came in, as a lot of things, again, different things are materializing even all around the world. Long story short, we start getting worried about growth fears. Even today, there wasn't data, but now you also had earnings. We even had talks of tariff. You actually came in, believe it or not, this morning we came in green. You actually gapped up because people were saying that Trump's comments towards trade last night were very ambiguous. And the fact that he kind of was like delaying, they took it as good. And then NVIDIA also was holding up. People weren't too pissed off with their performance now. And this is exactly how August played out on the last NVIDIA earnings. That's why it's kind of bad because, again, this brings down the broader market. So you did in the morning get more clarification on tariffs. It was indeed bearish. You even had a UK meeting, sounded a little bit bearish, but it's not like the tariff stuff was new. It was definitely more full-fledged, and we're talking tariffs in March and then April. So, again, you might be very close to the implementation, but then that was like half of the day. The other half was NVIDIA. So, again, NVIDIA now goes down. It was up in the morning by like 2-3%, goes down to 7%. That is going to have a big effect on the index. So this all added to the pressure, and then it kind of got out of hand. This is why I'm telling you, tomorrow is going to be important. We were not supposed to do today. So, again, today kind of overshot in a way that kind of got people worried. Whether you're a momentum trader, whether you're a technical trader, whether you're looking at flows, at the end of the day, this 5887 level, that was very big. And again, this is part of some of our gap ups there as we got into the beginning of the year and then start thinking even towards the election. But we start breaking there. Where we fucking closed today was very low. And now that opens up the door for the PCE to be a little wild. So that's what we got to watch out for, and that's what kind of summed up today. It was a mix of bad data, tariff pressure, more solidified tariff pressure that didn't really hit all week, and then NVIDIA earnings, even like CRM and a couple of other names were bad, and that added to an already down week. It's bringing us to the low end of the range, and like I'm saying, once we break a point, you might be close to panicking. Now we're still within it all, but that's what I'm saying. If it starts to get out of hand a little bit, that's where it gets nuts. And then I'll even tell you the other side. Here's just another thing why I'm saying PCE. I even said all of this live today while we were real time, but even the VIX now. So believe it or not, all year, and we've already, so imagine the whole entire range that we've gone through, right? This whole entire year, and this is why I've been telling you, you don't need to really freak out. Why? Because it's crazy some of the short-term memory we have because, dude, we were at 570, a month and a half ago. Then you rock it up, and then you come right back down, 589 from 610, and then you come back up, and now we're here. So you're just literally at the low end of Jerome Powell after like 2-3 months. So that's why I'm like, all right, man, what has happened every single other time? We haven't got a macro shift yet, but take a look. The VIX. This is the longest period that it has stayed up the entire year. So there's other times, but last year, even leading into August, but think about it. Every single drop now thus far on the year, this one has volatility and more put holding more than anybody. So we will see. But wait, do you guys not hear me? Yeah, this is my realization. That's why even at the end, I'm like, wait a minute. And then 30. Oh. That's me. See, I'm still not live yet. That's just me out loud to my dumbass. Dude. This is me still talking to myself. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is still me. No way. Am I live now? Yeah, I'm still like troubleshooting. No way. Oh, yeah. Dude, I can execute. Hello, guys. How are you? I can execute I can fucking beat an algorithm on an option trade. before it took me that long to realize. That's a terrifying thought, you guys. All of this. So, hello. It's now I see you're live. I don't know, bro. No, today, that just fucked me up, man. You have no idea. I just realized. I mean this respectfully, okay? Because now I'm like, wow, look at the Chad. Look at everybody in here. And I'm like, wow. And I love you guys, so I'm glad you guys are here. And I have a cool thing to share with you today. But I just realized, I don't think I need you guys. You know that? All I need is a picture. Just give me a fucking image of Tim Whitman, and I will talk to myself. You guys keep saying I love talking to myself, and I love hearing my voice. I would do this. If you gave me a picture of Tim Whitman, just give me his fucking username. That's it. He was in there, and he like kind of interact. He said Josh 3000. I was like, all right, word. He here. That's it. I got somebody. You give me Tim Whitman. That's it. I'm good. I ran it, bro. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I fucked up. That's why you guys are in here for 7 minutes. But like I said, the VIX, the volatility today was unexpected. It could get a little bit out of hand. There's nothing guaranteed. And like I've been telling you, man, I hope the title got you guys, because I did tell you. Literally, we started off on Sunday night talking about all of the major factors and why the market is getting a little creepy. Not to mention we had the down Friday, down Monday. But all I'm trying to tell you, so that you could actually get something applicable and useful out of watching this content, is simply you should be prepared in the sense that nothing really new happened. So how we close today and the momentum, like I'm saying, on various metrics, it's now getting a little bit worrisome. We haven't broken out of the range. And like I said, even the other day on the other watch list, once we start giving up the election and you get past here, then we start really, really panicking. You know what I'm saying? But for now, it's got to the point where it's like, okay, you could have like danced around here, but now you're like really widening out the range. And now mix it in with the data, the quick change of opinion. I hope you're ready for it all. Now, don't get your hopes up. This is what I want to introduce to you guys tonight. And you've heard about the Trump trade, and you've heard about the tariffs and the trade war and inflation, stagflation, deflation, all of it, right? I need to remind you guys, as a veteran in this, and shout out to veterans, there is something called the Trump chop. No one's ever called it this. I'm calling it this. But this is what I want you to be aware of. We talked about it today on stream, and it was a realization. I don't know if you guys remember the first Donald Trump presidency. 2016, 2018, even during the trade war stuff, just quite simply, when you're playing this back and forth, the market chops around. Like, I think a lot of people forgot that was a really bad part about Trump and trading. It was nice when you got the tweet. It was nice when you get the easy move, right? When you break out, break down, when it's related to brand new news. You know what I'm saying? It's easy once you get a real, again, once the market sees it and it's right in its face, just like the tariffs, then the market unleashes. And that's usually good. It's easy. Up or down, it doesn't really matter. But I think a lot of people forgot that. I'm telling you, bro, even during 2016, 2018, you would go months of rocket up, rocket down, fat moves, only to end up nowhere, and then you get the big move. So again, go back in time. I mean, you will see what I'm talking about. But like, dude, look at even after Trump, right when he got in, it was a lot smoother. But like 2018, bro, this chop was unreal. And I remember even right before it, if we zoom in, you'll see a lot more chop. Now we'll go to 2020. Yeah. Chop fest, bro. So it doesn't look as bad, but this is very choppy, bro. I'm telling you, even 2017, you're gapping up. You do nothing at the high, gap down, rocket up, not go any higher. Again, kind of stayed pinned, but then 2018, this was the trade war chop, dude. So right here, I think a lot of people forgot about how fucking brutal this was. Are you guys understanding? Yeah, bro. Everybody and their mom cried. I forgot. I remember, but forgot. And I think a lot of people did too. Because I'm going through this. And again, I think we're doing pretty decent. We've got a lot of opportunities, but I'm like, this feels very familiar. And again, just like, let me put it this way. even in the stock market, where like a lot of people like, they hate Trump for many reasons, but this caused a lot of Trump haters too back in the day. It went from you like it when you get a good put off the tweet, but when it fucking burns you, or then you're like, what the hell? We do a month of this. And like I'm saying, though, just be aware of this. And why? Because I need you to add this to your toolbox. So you need to realize, there's the news plays. There is, decisive macro action. There's policy, again, rate cuts, all of the other stuff. But this whole, like, we're waiting, and then something happened, but it didn't. And then the market, like, reacts. And then, now it's priced in. The market, again, just like tariffs. The market knows about all the tariffs. It's not going to unleash until it actually happens, and maybe it'll even delay. And that's kind of the problem. And that's why I'm saying you just got to be aware of this, because this is how you could position a little bit better. So the coil is where a lot of people get killed. Again, this back and forth and back and forth. There's more short-dated options than ever now, too. So again, if you keep it small, stay within a strict budget, you'll be good. Or what's the answer? You wait until the macro shifts. I promise you. So if you don't like the chop and the chop is already getting you, and the Trump chop, you can't stand it, you wait until something with the Fed, rates, growth, inflation, or straight policy. That's it. Again, you'll get that move. Again, when we break in or out of the range, then you'll start to see that. Again, I think you'll know it when you see it quite easily. But that is key number one. I hope you guys are ready for it. And now, tomorrow, the PCE. This is going to be a big deal now. Because it's the way we closed, the way this week played out, the way everybody, you actually have a terrible setup tomorrow. It's kind of weird. You have good and bad. You guys are lucky I'm an optimist. You know that? Because the good part, let me start with the good news. Like, this is Paul writing a letter. The good thing is that tomorrow the core PCE expectations on the month over month are high. So that means the estimate is like 0.7 or 0.4, I believe. It's high. It is a very, very high number. So why is that a good thing? Because it might be easier to surprise. Because now if everybody's like, it's going to be hot inflation, again, they're all, let me see, is it 0.7 or 0.4? Yeah, 0.4. I'm a psycho, not 0.7. So, it's high expectations. People think it's going to be hot. You got a high bar to clear. So if it comes in lower, awesome. That'll end up being great. That could be something good. However, that's the good news, okay? Here is the bad news. The market all of a sudden wants to react to the slowing growth narrative, right? This is where it gets tricky. No Goldilocks today. No. Maybe. I'm sure they'll try to. We'll see. You never know what rabbit gets pulled out of the hat. And again, the data's still not as fresh, but think about it. This is where it gets very tricky. You have the data tomorrow. It is the PCE, but we have all reacted in this last week to the economy slowing down. And we've been very sensitive to it. Even the dumbest data, even pending home sales, it was bad, but it dropped a lot, and it caused a little reaction. That was our first put play this morning. It was literally right after that data, surprisingly. So everybody is now hypersensitive. You went from ignore the data to now the beings in the market, they have got everybody to hyper-focus on economic data, right? Exactly, layoffs from Doge. That feeds into it. That feeds that narrative, right? Because now, again, it went from we're worried about inflation because of tariffs, and now they're like, wait, if you fire too many people, the economy will slow down. Even if it's true or not, you're going to have that. People are going to be hypersensitive to that. And now, this is the bad part about tomorrow. It's not just the PCE. This is where it gets crazy. You have the personal income and personal spending. That was the 0.7 previous. This one blew out last time. This is the problem. Because although the PCE has a high expectation, right? Let's say that PCE comes in at 0.2 instead of 0.4. Half, right? Comes in low. Woohoo! That's good, right? But then personal spending plummets. Or personal incomes rocket up and then it plummets on spending. Again, even with PCE coming down now. There you go. Stagflation. That is essentially, that's what I was telling you throughout early in the week. Once we're like, okay, the market is reacting to this nonsense now. We have now moved in, again, without saying the word out loud, you got people reacting to stagflation. So ironically enough, tomorrow is the perfect data to either stag or not stag, if that makes any sense. Because you're going to get a Fed inflation gauge, and then you're going to get a personal spending income gauge. So even if it's delayed, even if it's old, regardless, we're going to react to that tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? So that is the weird, that's where tomorrow, and now mix that in with a very low close, a high VIX, the gold and the yield, oh, God knows, whatever else, the bond rally, you name it, right? But now it's just like, okay, you got this. If there is going to be a powder, like, I don't know if it's a bomb, but all I'm just saying is like that's a suspicious bag until we find out after the morning tomorrow. So if all the data comes in line, we don't have a problem. That's it. But if you get any, again, major inflation move paired up with a major spending income move, then you're going to have way more volatility tomorrow. So that's what I believe. We'll see how it plays out. But at this point, if none of this goes, again, if it doesn't get any worse or it goes a little lower, just remember, I still think in the Trump chop, there's going to be a violent rip. So if none of the bad things happen, if none of the data has any of that, if you don't run into any other problems, very simple, then you're going to have a random bounce as everyone says, okay, we're used to it. That could have been good. Look at the bonds. NVIDIA and again, if NVIDIA bounces too. So remember, don't be too one-sided with all of this, because again, my broad case that I believe in, like I said, until it breaks, I don't freak out. I'm not going to. I don't give a shit. So until I get below 575, I think all of this is nonsense. I think that's what I'm saying. Maybe tomorrow that could lead to something that we close really bad. But until we start breaking down and give up the election, I don't think there's nothing to cry over. But then if you do give that up and then we do see a macro shift, or again, we start moving in that's where now the market could really start to shift, and then we start talking about some real moves. So does that make sense? I'm just on the lookout. And again, I think tomorrow now, just on that, the way the market's taking the data, the way the data lines up, PCE retail, is going to be an opportunity. If it doesn't lead to something bad, you shouldn't bank on it. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter. All the information I'm sharing with you is so you know what's going on. Nothing should catch you by surprise if you're watching it. That's why I'm saying, as far as like direction, again, I've been pivoting, and I'll flip to a daily. We're even going to talk about some of them today. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't really care about the direction. I have no real benefit up or down. I mean, I have my long term, but you see how that's going to work. But all in all, it's kind of just reacting to it and making sure you're aware. So be on the lookout tomorrow. If that materializes, you should be able to go quickly and understand what's going on. If not, then we start to see, do we get the little bottoming out so we could get the little rally up, or is this going to carry over into next week and then we see what's going on? And me and my long term, I don't know what song that is. But that being said, that is key number 2, the final thing. The only other thing you got for tomorrow, peace deal. So this could be good. That's what I'm saying. Like, if the data is fine, if NVIDIA could bounce a little bit, all of it, then that could be good. It may not be bad. Yeah, and Bitcoin is dying right now. So Bitcoin is at 80,000. This isn't good now, because now you literally have Bitcoin in between no man's land of the election. So like at 77, then like 73 or 72, that gets dangerous. Why? Because like I'm saying, you don't want to, even on the SPY, you don't want to give up the Trump election zone. The further you get away from it, the better. But now that means this is going to be something you deal with in the future a lot. Does that make sense? So you might have to deal with this Trump election level for another year now if we can't really hold it up. This might be the level you have to go back to a year from now, depending on what we do. Or, again, if we rocket past it, you might visit that Trump election zone a few times. So, yeah. But other than that, we wait for the peace deal. And now, let us get into the plays. So, right off the bat, leading into a Friday, even with how everything's looking today, baby, it's only right. Wing it. But I have more for you today. So I learned this because I didn't like SPY puts today. I really didn't like the price, but I chased and I did really good on them. Some of you got them. We called out some of them on stream. I told you when I acted, I left up a lot of it up to you to figure it out, or you had the stream alerts. But at the end of the day, there is, if we start getting real volatility and we really start moving, there is a way to chase the TLT and the SPYs, even if they're shitty priced. And you got to go really small and work your way in. And that's what I was doing today. And I started with one and it just took off. So you have to be content. That's the problem. So I started with $20 again, and then it just starts moving. And there was a lot of other plays, but what I'm trying to say is that if tomorrow ends up being a really bad day, the puts are already going to be up. You shouldn't be going for the $1 ones if there's still a lot of time. Even wait till the morning premium gets away. But at the end of the day, start with like a $10, $20 one and work your way into it. Don't really want to go all at once. At some point, it gets risky. And again, if you're doing more than, if you're doing way more than 10% of your long-term deposit, these aren't going to be for you. So that's what I'm saying, though. It was weird today. They ended up hitting. I even sold one for a loss, and then it went fucking crazy. It was terrible, but the first ones did take us home. So that ended up being good. But at the end of the day, there is a way where once you know there's real volatility, though, again, even the TLTs that I've been hitting, I've been playing them late. It's just once we start getting that trigger and it starts moving, we find the cheap plays and you could still start to tag on them. Again, small. Some of these plays are like $5, $8. And again, we did it the other day. Even the play I made today was $20 or $30 into like 120. I think at the highest it went to like $2 or $3, but I sold out early, even the other ones. So, and then again, we even had $8 plays. Even today on MPW, I had 3-cent plays today, and that ended up going up to like 10 cents. But again, if they really go crazy, they have time even on the puts. You don't need a lot, man. So that's why I'm saying be smart with it. Don't go too crazy, but you're not going to always get a deal now in the real volatility. At that case, it's just about good timing and then keeping it small enough, because I'm telling you, if the first one doesn't hit, you're going to get washed. So ideally, the smaller, the better, or kind of be patient even end of the day and wait till a catalyst. But that is play number one. You will see some of that tomorrow if you were on stream. And now play number two. Are you ready for this one? Zivra. Now, this is the play that I went big on today. So I went with a couple of shares in the morning to start off. It was a biotech. So you know what could happen. This is not for everybody. That's it. I've been on a biotech drought. So I'm prone, maybe, I don't know, a fat biotech might be attractive to me. I don't know. But proceed at your own risk. Not on anybody's bingo card, huh? Oh, yeah. So either way, yeah, it has something I like. So I'll just explain it. Not too much in depth. I made a play on it, though, so I own a lot. But my goal is to try to make it free, or if we get a big enough profit, just that's it, call it a day. They've been around. I don't like, again, here, I'll put it, did I not put it there? Pretty much, I could be missing something, and I could be wrong about it. But, oh, yeah, bullish until,
I was like, wait, I didn't write it down. Management sells. They kind of have a sketchy history. They're a little bit longer out, but pretty much unless they do an offering or something of that nature, I'm bullish on it. Why? Because they had a PRV voucher, the priority review voucher. They already had one, and they announced this morning that they sold it for $150 million. Now, why I think I might be missing something is because the stock only moved 5%. So that's kind of the problem. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Nobody bought, even the algos, they bought it up a little bit. The stock didn't move all day. And that's why, even in all the volatility, I kind of like it right now because of the volatility. I just said, screw it. I mean, end of the day, this was the play I did at the final minute. I literally went in and I just said, you know what? Even while the market dumped, it held up. So I went in and that was it. But yeah, $150 million, the company is a $400 million market cap. And then even if you took all of their long debt, the PRV could pay off the company's entire debt, even with their negative cash flow and all of that. So it's, again, the only way I'm pretty much bullish until they do an offering, and that will stop any momentum. But other than that, I like it. I own a lot of shares. I'm going to sell once I can make them free and call it a day. But that is play number 2. Bitcoin under 80. Nah, futures are at 80,004. But that is play number 2. And then finally, play number 3. Actually, I got one more after this. Uber. So I flipped the puts. We got a free one. Those were, again, $9, I think, or $7, $6. So, again, some of these plays very cheap, man. And, again, I'll call some of them out. But you should assume small, play small, and that's it. I made TLT plays yesterday. So we already had our TLTs. We were riding them, which is the good. We had a couple of them. And I think, again, that's what I'm saying. If we get real volatility tomorrow, you could watch other names. But quite frankly, it's either if the big tech dominates the indexes, then play big tech. Otherwise, you either SPY or TLT. That's all you really need if we get like crazy volatility. So either way, cheap plays, keep it small, my brother. But Uber, there was news today that your boy Elon is applying for a license to go and do taxis or do like ride sharing in damn California. Bro, are you kidding me? I bought Uber at $24 and you guys were telling me not to do it. Honestly, none of you told me that, because anybody who told me to do that, they stopped the stock market. They're not here anymore. But the people who were, God bless them, you know what I'm saying? The ones who didn't make it. But at the end of the day, they said don't buy Uber at $24 because Tesla is going to kill them with robocars. You know that. That's seriously. More of my life, people told me that Tesla will destroy Uber than told me, hey, that was a good pickup. I shit you not. I've heard one of them more in my life, okay? And it's okay. I'm not saying this because I'm a broken soul and an individual and I need that validation because I got paid for it. I don't need the validation, brother. I like money. But I'm telling you this all so you understand why I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't today the day you buy the fucking Uber puts? That's why I'm saying all of this. So I flipped the puts. I made my money on it, and I got a free one, and then we'll see. So I'm going to look at, but I'm like, isn't this the news? Like, isn't this the one now where you're supposed to, like, you know what I'm saying? Or am I tripping? Because I don't know anymore. But that's why I'm like, come on. So I don't know. I think Uber tomorrow, or depending on how people take this. But yeah, bro, I feel like that would have been the kind of a little bit more of a death blow, or especially in volatility. But hey, we'll see. Either way, I got to flip it. I only have a free play. So we'll find out where that takes us. And now the final play. This is a great play. I love it. And I'm going to explain it to you. We hit this one today as well. But here's the deal. The next question, after I explain the play, I own this stock. Somebody is going to be like, hey, Josh, is this the diamond you were talking about? And I'll tell you now, no, it's not. Okay, my joke I made today was just because the stripper sent you a picture of her reading the Bible, don't fall for it, bro. Okay? So that being said, there was a really good development today, but it doesn't mean that this is a diamond. You buy it for the long term. The good part is that I'm around now down 20% on this stock. So that's a good sign because then it kind of comes back in the range. But the stock that I'm talking about is MPW. Yes, the real estate stock. It is heavily shorted, but even without that, I don't give a shit. Why? Because they had really good news today. I think it was actually subtly some amazing news. Yeah, Bitcoin 79. So call me when it hits 77. But yeah, MPW, bro. The earnings were not bad at all. It was really good, actually. I'll tell you something that nobody's talking about it, and I'm excited for it. But there wasn't any weird shit this time. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like, we had to give $200 million to our baby mama, and then we made a deal, but then we had to pay for their child care, and then we did there was just no weird shit this time. So every earnings, bro, even if it was a good earnings, there was always some weird thing involved with it, right? So not this time around, and I'm glad. So that was good, and actually the other thing that Homeboy said, they were talking and they're aligning their strategy to benefit off of Trump. Why? And this is what the CEO said. They have not gotten a dime off of Medicare or Medicaid. So even though they do medical and people are always tied them into the topic, they actually have zero revenue, zero. So they're not getting any of that government Medicare money. So that's what they were talking about, where they're saying they actually they're confident and they're in support of legislation to change the Medicare pricing because they think that some of the money should go to the beneficiaries in some of these companies. And then again, if people are like hospitals are shutting down and there's bad operators, the money could be used for that. So they were talking about how they're aligning and already aligned for that, and how even though people are talking Medicare pricing, they're relatively immune to all of it. All they could do is benefit off of it at this point. So it's not like they're making any money off of it. So if they get any favorable shift of legislation, they could actually get something on the back end or just better tenants, hopefully. So that was very good. But this is why, before hearing any of that, I said this in the morning. The stock went down after running up. It was only up like 2% in the morning. And I said, this is a really good earnings. And I said this before the conference call because once I saw the earnings, not only did they beat, but remember I called them about that bond offering? Yeah, that bond offering was oversubscribed. That means they could have got more money if they wanted to. So they raised the $1.5 billion or $2 billion bond, right? And it was oversubscribed. It was a high yield. It was actually higher than the dividend, believe it or not, which is good though if you think about it now. So now they raise money on the bonds, and now if the dividend in the stock recovers and they don't raise the dividend, now they're perfect if you think about it. So yeah, now the bond it makes sense. So, but think about it. What did they do? Well, yeah, no, the rebound is getting ready now. It took a while, but long story short, even the CEO said it. And again, I mean, if you look at everything now, it's still in the early stage, but you're closer to the recovery than you're further away from it. That being said, but again, let me put it this way.
And this is what I said in the morning. So even, again, the stock, it was actually great how it played out because the stock had the little 5% like earnings gap up, and then it came down to open. It came down, and then, again, we made our plays here on the options, but I was just saying, I said, bro, by getting that money from the bonds, and then remember, they sold all those other properties last year, and they got $1 billion more than they intended. I said, bro, the whole problem when this stock dumped after there was Stewart and all of that, but remember, in 2022, 2023, during the bonds, what was the problem? Everybody was saying they owe all this money. They owe billions of dollars. Their tenants are going bankrupt. There's no way they could pay the money. Well, guess what? They covered every maturity of 22, 23. They got 2024, and now they have enough money to pay all of 25 and 26, even down to 27 now. They didn't explicitly state it, but based on how it's been playing, they have been, again, they are paying. I think they have enough money till 2027, and then again, if everything goes good, retail rates, all of it, it's just that, like I said, it was really good. So I made a flip on it. We got 100-something% on it. I still own shares, both flip and long, that I'm holding. So I'm going to ride it, but I like it now. Again, it's down. I'm down 25% on the long term. So technically you could still buy it. I don't like the fact that it's up 50% already. So maybe wait, because it's a finicky stock, and I don't know if everybody's going to jump on it as fast, and there might be some bullshit around the corner. But I don't like how fast and how high it is on the year. Do you guys understand? So I've averaged down by literally just reinvesting it. But it is lower than where I bought it by 25%. So if you are getting it discounted, but I don't like this. So I would wait a little bit. If you are long-term, I think I would actually just wait. I don't think this is going to be the diamond, but I think this is going to be, you can't see because of the wire. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, there you go. Yeah, I don't like this. It was at $3 at the beginning of the year. That's the problem. So you could, and then now it's even up 15% today. You know what I'm saying? So I just think you could wait and get a better name. Again, if it takes off, don't get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've been flipping it here and there. I even had some old leaps and stuff, but even for my long term, I haven't bought this name in a very long time in the long term. Let's see it. I don't know. Let's open her up. So on this account, I think I have better averages on it. MPW, yeah, I'm down 29%. Again, this was one of our worst plays at one point. So this was one of my worst long-term pickups at one point. So yeah, in this account, I'm down 29%. And then in this account, I am down 24.6%. I think this one, because again, you got to think about it. Even though I'd never bought it, all those dividends, bro. There was a decent amount. So I still bought, what, $306, $7, $8, almost $1,000 I bought in just from dividend reinvesting throughout this whole time. So, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like it. I said, if I'm down more than 20%, ignore it. I usually don't buy it. So I would keep this on watch if it makes a pullback down to the low fours. But anything after that, I still, again, do you guys see my dilemma? I'm down on it. I believed in this company for 10 years. I knew it was risky. We bought it for the yield. But do you get what I'm saying? It's I don't know if you should really be buying it right now, because it's up a lot, but I like what's going on, and it is doing the recovery. It is doing the things we wanted, and I am down on it, but the price in the short amount of time is up substantially. So that's why I'm saying this isn't like your diamond in the long term. That's kind of the big dilemma. Yeah, it's kind of like UWMC from 3 to 6, really. Yeah, exactly. So it could end up being really good, but at the end of the day, I don't think you need to sacrifice. I think your cash might be worth more in the future. So, unless you have so much cash that you could scale into something, I'm not really, again, I'm not shooting for more. Again, if I really thought
this was an opportunity and you have to buy it, I would buy it with my deposit. Does that make sense? So believe me, I'm not saying this out of, if I really thought, I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, this is turned around right now, boom, $4 billion of assets, it's valued at this, I would buy it. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? I would ignore everything and I would buy it. But in this case, I just think it was a subtly very good news. You're closer to the real rebound than not, but that's about it. That's why I'm like, I'm not tempted to like FOMO anymore or like go into it. And I think if you're holding it, it's a win already. Again, we already had plays. Again, we flipped short term. Again, I made a $3 play today that went up to $10. Again, there's opportunities there. But other than that, keep it on watch, understand what happened. But let's see how it plays out tomorrow with bonds and everything else. Maybe as an underperformer, I hope this gets attention and could lead. So we will see what happens. But Chatadonia, that is all I have for you. Do you have any questions? Should we go see Bitcoin dump in real time? 80,000, hit 79. I'm looking at the future, so it's a little higher. But yeah, if you have any questions, now is your moment. I'll give you guys a little bit. I know, let's get ready for tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Again, tomorrow could really be big. If you missed the first part of the video, watch it back. We go over it. But again, we'll be there live tomorrow. But there is a weird powder keg that's set up. But either way, again, doesn't matter what direction. There might be real volatility. We're going to get some opportunities. And then again, there's a couple of biotechs out there. Uber has news. And then even real estate, MPW, we'll see. Yeah, Redfin had bad earnings. It was really bad. They guided down terribly. With 100, should you start trading? I think you should start the long term. And then once you could start saving more money above 100, little by little, add up. And then we could start putting a little bit of that $100 or more that you save into trading. But I would start with long term, because even with $100 a month long term, give me a year or two, I could build you a portfolio. I could get you walking away, with a little bit. It's not going to be, I don't know, man. It's like, have you ever seen like a puppy grow? Have you ever seen like a pit bull puppy or like a Great Dane? It's still going to be small after a year, but it'll be a little bigger. But, everything starts small. But before you know it, because that's what happened with this. Again, even last year, like I'm telling you, every year, let me see if I could find the other pictures. Let me see if I could find, because again, we had to move it. Let me see if I could find you the old screenshots. But like, dude, I'm telling you, and this is an account off of $300 a month. So even if you have $100, you're 30% there. You know what I'm saying? But like, take a look. We start off the year at some of these values, and where it ends up keeps blowing my mind. You mean it, dude? You mean to tell me end of last year, like from January, we were at like, what, 13 to 15 grand? And now it's at 27,000? No, I'll find you the other one. Oh, you got 16K in the long term, but you're saying 100? Well, again, here's what I'm saying. I'm going to give you a really conservative rule. But I'm just telling you, with everything I do, and if you like it or you're seeing it, it's very conservative, but you won't die. 10% of your long-term deposit. That's what you could trade. So whatever you're depositing to the long term, you could trade with 10% of that. If you do that, you'll be safe. You literally cannot go broke, no matter how terrible you are. You could literally be the worst, and you will not go broke. But then again, if you get lucky, you play your cards right volatility, right trades, who knows what that could turn into. I mean, literally, I've done $500 into 50,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you are looking for a way to pad the stats with high upside and low downside, then that's it. That's what you do. Conservative, you're not using more than 10% of your long-term deposit. That's it. That's very conservative, very strict. But other than that, $100, I don't know what that means to you. You get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep it relative. Is this it? This is the first one. Oh my, what? Oh, that's the random account. I'm like, no way. I'm trying this picture. Yeah, here, right? Look at this. Wow. Wow. This is a screenshot from July 2nd, 2023. So this is the big account. Like I'm saying, bro, I don't even know. Look at that. That's how it looked before. Again, where are we on? Let me get up the fidelity. But that's what I'm saying. So, like, it seems at first, let me get the small account too, but you're like, wait, it went down? No, it's not this one. This is the same. So this is that same account. So again, we've done it all on YouTube. It just sucks because, like I'm saying, even the small account, I made that to be for small accounts. You know what I'm saying? It's just been so many years, it just builds up. It doesn't matter how small you start. It's just going to, again, even this account, bro. So, like, what? At the end of coming into, like, 2023, we had, like, less than 80K on that account. You were below 100K. So, as we entered 2023, 2 years ago, you were below 100K. Now it's at 241. So now let's look at the other one. Ha! YouTube, this is actually wasn't bad at 2023. So here's the small account. And again, look. So when we started it, bro, this was a couple $100. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we came in to 2020. That one went crazy at the beginning of 2023. Because, look, you ended the year at 10K, and then 7 months later, you were at 14K on the small account. But even then, 2023, so end of 2023, coming into 24, you were at 14,000. Again, now it's at 27. So, yeah, right there, November, that's when we switched it. Yeah, so it's the same chart. So where were you the year before that? So 2021, it was at 10K. Again, you had a bad year. It actually ended around there. But yeah, 10K was what you came in before that. And then even the other year, bro. Look. This was at 7K in December of 2020. Again, by 2021, you're not even at 10K. We didn't hit 10K till what? 3 years in? 2.5 years? So you didn't hit 10K for like 2 years. And then you meandered for a year going up and down, up and down. Then you dropped. And then you hated me. You wanted to quit. You sold it. You broke every rule in the book. And then, whoop. But then again, that's this account right here. Again, we were close to 30 the other day. We're getting there. Yeah, I still have Colt Sister. Let me see if I can log in. That one was the late account. But that one's still just as fire. Colt Sister missed meta, and it still did good. Oh, it just logged me out. Nice. It let me in. So, yeah, here's Colt Sister. She doesn't have meta because she quit. So, literally, you know that whole chart I showed you? So, can we go back to it? Right here, a lot of people quit, even my sister. She kept depositing, but she was like, I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to buy stocks. I got her Netflix, and Netflix went down. It ended up being one of her best. But then she quit after that until she got back into it. And then I started telling her to buy stuff. But this one was a late account if you started at highs. And again, 7,000. Now it's at 13. I don't know if I have a picture. Yeah, I didn't even have Colt Sister linked at that time because she quit. Yeah. And so, again, even missing out a couple plays, even missing out $90 to $600, it's still, again, I show her this. She's a liberal. I'm like, you still doubled your money. And you have more money saved than you've ever had saved before. So, yeah. Ta-da! But that's what I'm saying, man. It starts off really small. And it may not seem like it's doing much, but that's the whole point, because it'll stay alive, it'll keep growing, but then before you know it, you get into these big numbers, it's going to start moving way faster than you could have ever worked for it. You get what I'm saying? That's the whole point. $300 a month, $200 a month. What do you mean? What do you mean it's moving 5,000, 10,000 in a year? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the whole idea, is that little by little it'll suck at first, but that's going to turn into something. And a small amount at once may not do much, but after a couple years, you just built something, and that puppy now grows, and before you know it, it'll start moving, man. So, amen. Shout out the long term, bro. Shout out the long term. Bitcoin again. Oh, it's bouncing. There you go. That's a little better. So, yeah, man, little by little. And just stick with it. Not going to be immediate success. There won't be immediate failure. And, again, if you control the gambling, 10% of your long-term budget, hopefully these news plays could get you a little down payment one day if we get lucky. But other than that, you don't need to chase the dragon and risk your future. And you make sure your future is solidified. I'm telling you, a couple years, go ahead, let everybody be cool for a little bit. But I'm just saying, we're staying alive and growing. We're taking territory. Before, you're going to have more and more money little by little than you've ever had by letting it grow. And again, protecting it, preserving it, putting it in the right place. That's what I'm saying. You have too much cash, you should deploy it. If you already made these good investments, now you build up and we wait. We build up our defense. We'll be good to go, man. So that's all you got to do, baby. That's it. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, and I think it'll help you in life, man. So shout out the long term, baby. Shout out 10%. The simple rules. Don't overcomplicate it. And it's yours. Anybody can do it, bro. Anybody can. We started the account, I think the small one, we started with $500. And then we would deposit $200 a month till we raised it. That's what I'm saying, bro. And then I was doing it I did this for you guys. I'm telling you, this happens every 5, 10, 15 years of my life, it seems like. I tell people how great the stock market is. I'm like, look at this. And they're like, oh, you can only do it because you did it at that time. And I'm like, no, even at all-time highs, you could start it. Right? And that's what happened when I'm even on YouTube, 2019, 2020, bro. This is exactly what happened. And I'm saying, be careful with the gambling. You could balance it. I'm like, yeah, you could trade, but I might get a long term. How do you stay on YouTube all day and stream? I got a long term. How do you do this? Get a long term. Long term. But it's too high. So again, I started this account at the highs. And then it was only, I just said, even with the smallest amount, I said $200, watch what we'll do with it over the years. And then we raised the deposit by 10%. But then even after a couple months, they were like, no, 200's too small. So then we did a big account, and then I did $2,000 a month. Because to highlight, again, you could start at any moment, and the same exact thing I'm doing with a little amount of money, you could do it with a lot amount of money. It's fully scalable. It does not matter if you are rich, poor, your background, your ethnicity, anything. Again, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm making it a real big focus to even highlight how simple it is. No more overcomplicating. Stick to the very simple rules. And that's all I'm saying. It works. And it will get you for everything you need. But that's why we did it. And I did it for and I said, just we'll watch these accounts over the years. The part that kind of sucks is, like I'm saying, I'm showing you this now because I'm like, bro, like, look, we did this for years eating shit, bro. Like I'm saying, bro, I would go on YouTube and I was selling you the dream, bro. And then I'd buy half a share. And then I'd buy one share. And they're like, what are you doing, bro? I get up on here, have these rants just to show you a $500 account, a $700 account, $1,000. For years, it couldn't even go above 10K. You thought this was a game? You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's like you have to really, the downside is that people see it now. And the sad reality, this is what we made to be small and to be like late. Do you get what I'm saying? So this long term you're seeing now, it's the same thing when someone's like, oh, well, it's too late to get started. This was the same story that we did 5 years ago. Same exact thing. That's why I'm like, this is now, it's crazy. It's a big account now. It's 30 grand almost. This is this, dude, this was the small account. This was the account, $8,000 for years, not even, bro. So you see what I'm saying? So yeah. But, hey, I think we'll leave it there. It's never too late. Let's get this popping, baby. So again, it's going to be the same exact thing. And you will be good to go, baby. You will be good to go. But Chattadonia, I love you. God bless you. And I hope you're ready for another decade. God willing. Let's make it through tomorrow, damn it. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it through tomorrow first, and then. But either way, the long term will. Oh, yeah. So, Chad, thank you for your time this evening. Let's have a great Friday tomorrow. Get some good rest, man. Know you're blessed, okay? And only do things you enjoy. That's it. And remember, bro, only the devil would tell you to stop. Only the devil will tell you to stay in the middle, undecided, fearful, and all. I'm just letting you know, there's only forward and backwards. I'd rather have you fail, because if you fail enough, you're going to learn something and become powerful. I'd rather you succeed so you could build the synopsis and know what success is and build off of it. Anything but in the middle or doing nothing. That's not it. That's it. That's all. There's only forward or backwards, my friends. Are you getting closer is all that matters. You are never expected to be perfect. You're never going to reach full success. The goal is, are you getting closer or further? That is all that matters. On that note, baby, finger to the sky. To God be the glory, and through the grace of God alone. That's why. Every day. Every day, baby. I'll see you in the morning. And peace out. Horn on.